Hey guys, how's it going? So I recently did this video, watch this before your assessment center. I talked about if it was an in-person assessment center, something that's really important is a handshake. Handshake, it might seem something random, but so much gets expressed through a handshake. It's like I was meeting two people for like the first time. It was like a week ago, something like that. One of them had a really good handshake, the other one didn't, and I'll be honest, I kind of lost a bit of respect from that handshake because it's just a thing that communicates so much. So basically, your in-person assessment center, your interviews or whatever, you want to meet people, going for a handshake, but you want to do a handshake well. So I actually mentioned in this video that I have like a 10 minute I have like a 10-minute video somewhere on like my storage from like of me literally breakdown analyzing how to have the best handshake, and was anyone interested in actually seeing that? And one person commented saying, yeah, let's see the like the thesis on how to have a good handshake. So let me share it with you now. That's what this video is going to be. It's a snippet from a video I did about 7 months ago, this video called How to Prepare for Success in a Degree Apprenticeship. This is for people who, once you've got your offer, basically watch this video, and this will explain how you can basically have a successful first few weeks, first day, first few months of your degree apprenticeship and all that sort of thing. So if you want to, I'll put the link in the description to watch the full video. But for now, I'll just show the clip where I talk about handshakes, and you can learn how to use a handshake, because of course you can use this in your degree apprenticeship in your first day. That was sort of the context I was giving this sort of lecture on. But again, you can also use this for your in-person assessment centers. Go and do it to the interviewer. So here you go. Here's some next level body language analysis on how to have a handshake. See you guys in a bit. Take care. So number one is go for handshakes when you meet people. Okay. I'll show you how to do handshakes in a second. Like, as I said, in this video, we're doing stupid detail. And for some of you, it may seem kind of like stupid, like the amount of detail I'm going into it. But I know there's someone watching this video who's literally overthinking right now, how do I even do a proper handshake? Don't worry, I'll cover that. But basically, when you meet people, just go in for a handshake every time. There was in COVID, like social distancing, don't do a handshake. Like, do like the Boris Johnson elbow. Boom. Right? No one does that anymore. No one really cares about handshakes. Obviously, there'll be like that one person fine who still wears a mask and wants to like not shake hands and has hand sanitizer. Like, fine, whatever, right? But 99% of people are absolutely fine with handshakes now. It can be kind of awkward if you're like the thing with handshakes is like, should I handshake them? And then you're sort of standing there like, oh, do I handshake? And then it's all kind of awkward, right? It's like, just do the handshake. If you go in for a handshake, no one's gonna not handshake you. So it's like, either you can stand there sort of all awkward and nervous thinking, oh, should I handshake this person or should I not? Just you be the person to do the handshake. It's going to be polite and they're going to respect you for it. So like, oh, this guy's very polite, he's very formal. When you're meeting someone, you just go into the handshake. Be the person who's going to make that decision, be active about it. It means you don't have to stand there like being nervous, like, should I handshake their hand? Because then you're overthinking and then you're not even listening to what they're saying. And then like they suddenly stop talking and you don't even know what they've said and then you don't know what to do. And it all just becomes awkward because you were too busy thinking about should I handshake them or not. Just as a rule, in general, when you're meeting people on your first day for the first time, just go in for handshakes. Okay? Here's how you go in for a handshake. Yep, I said we were going in detail on this. Let's start off with this one. Okay? If it loads. Right, so here you see right hand, right hand, right hand, boom. Right hand, okay? So don't actually do it in that speed. This is like a clip from Wolf of Wall Street, like behind the scenes, where they were going like 3, 2, 1. Let me make myself bigger so you can just see me. Don't look at these other ones yet, just look at this one on the left. They were like 3, 2, 1, action, and then like that's why you're so slow at the start. So don't if you actually on your first day do a handshake like this, right? Someone's talking to you, you meet them for the first time, right? And you just stand here like this, looking here, and then you slowly move your hand in. Don't do that, okay? Because that is weird, right? But I just wanted to show you this just to show right hand, you go in. That's the right hand. It's always the right hand. Right hand, go like this might be left on your screen. I don't know. It should be right. Right hand, always right hand. I don't care if you're left-handed or any of that stuff. The convention is right hand. If you go and shake someone with your left hand because you're left-handed, you're going to confuse someone, okay? It's always your right hand, and you just need to do one hand, okay? So let's look at this one on the right now. If it loads. Okay, that lagged for a second. Boom. Okay, simple as that. That's the grip you want to have. Okay, you just go in like that. That's the exact grip, and you sort of hold it, and you just do like 1 or 2 shakes. Okay. This was me at like a networking event, and there was some photographer going around taking photos, and they got this photo of me like handshaking. Right. That's exactly how you do it. You just handshake one hand. You don't have to do like you might have seen Donald Trump where he like handshakes, put the second hand round, like slap you on the shoulder, like start grabbing you, pull you in, all this sort of stuff. You're not Donald Trump, okay? You don't have to be doing some crazy like power grab, like what's the phrase? You don't need to exert your dominance. Is that a phrase? You don't need to do that, okay? You're just a degree apprentice doing a handshake. You're not the president of the United States, okay? So just one hand, get a grip like that. Always go in with the right hand, like this one. Like that right there. Right hand, one or two shakes. That's the grip you're going for. And in terms of grip, because this is a thing a lot of people say is, make sure you like grip fairly hard when you're doing a handshake. That's a lot of things that if like you get handshake advice these days, it's like grip hard, and it's like the reason for that is because you don't want your hand to be like super floppy, and then it's just a poor grip and it feels weird, and the person kind of loses respect for you. Like I'll be honest, if I have a handshake with you and your like hand is like super floppy, it's all of a bit weird, right? So you don't want your hand being super floppy, but at the same time you don't want to squeeze too hard. In general, I thought about this the other day when I was making this slide. You sort of want to imagine how much like force you have to hold your phone with. Okay? So you wouldn't like squeeze your phone like that, right? But like your phone, you got to be holding like that. Like when I was thinking about it, I was like, that's like a right sort of pressure. It's like, imagine you holding your phone on the side like that. You have to hold it like that. Right? And it's like you couldn't hold your phone super weak, otherwise it would just drop. But you're not going to like sit here and like crush your phone until your knuckles go like white. Right? Just imagine you're holding your phone, and that's sort of like the thing you want to do. So it means it's like, it is firm because you're like holding it, but it's not going to hurt anyone. Because like you can, to be honest, in general, you can like, when you're doing a handshake with a man, you can like squeeze pretty hard and it won't really matter. If you squeeze too hard on a woman, like it's not going to be good, right? It's actually going to hurt them. Okay, so you don't want to squeeze too hard. But it's just sort of imagine you're doing a phone. It's like it wants to be firm enough so that you're like properly like holding hands or whatever, but don't like start doing any dominance, like shaking your hand as like doing it like squeezing as hard as you can. If you're having doing a handshake with your friend, like sure, squeeze as hard as you can. But when you're doing this in the office, okay, just sort of imagine you're holding a phone. That's how like hard you want to be doing it. Sort of just make a connection, but don't start squeezing it. Just make that solid connection. Right hand, look them in the eyes if you can while you're doing it. But if you need to like look down to check your hand placement, don't worry about it. That's the hand grip. And like if you like, that's how you do it. And if you want to like after this video, or even right now, just I don't know, go up to someone who's, if you're watching this at home, go up to like someone who's downstairs in the kitchen, just practice a handshake with them. Absolutely fine, no problem. That's like the best way of getting good at handshakes. I've taught you all the theory I can here today, but even better than that is if you just go and practice with someone. So what I've taught you today, go and practice. That's your actual step you need to do. Go literally practice a handshake with someone like 5 times in a row. Okay, right. So that is handshakes covered. So go in for handshakes when you meet people, otherwise it can be kind of caught. Like it'll make yourself feel awkward and you'll feel nervous if you're sort of standing there like, should I handshake them? It's going to put you at ease and they're actually going to respect you more because you're going to be like, yo, this guy's kind of polite and like formal when you're the one who goes into a handshake every time you meet someone. Number 2, smile and make eye contact. Just smile. Yeah, just you don't have to be like mysterious, like not smiling or anything. Just smile. Just be really smile. Like the more you smile, the more people like you. I've mentioned this before. A book called How to Win Friends and Influence People. Do I have it? Yes, I do. How to Win Friends and Influence People. It mentions in this book, smile, and people will just like you more. So just make sure you're smiling and just make eye contact as well. This is another thing, people are like afraid to make eye contact. Just stare at people in the eyes when you're talking to them. I think when you ask about eye contact, a lot of people say like, oh yeah, make sure you make eye contact, but don't do too much, otherwise it's weird. And it's like, that's just sort of wishy-washy advice. That doesn't help anyone because it's like, okay, well then how much do I eye contact? Like it's not very useful. So what I say is just look at them in the eyes the whole time, make eye contact. It's like people can say, oh yeah, that's kind of weird because it looks like you're staring in their eyes. You should only be looking at their eyes like 70% of the time. But it's like, who cares? It's like, trust me, if right now like you're worried about you're not very good at eye contact, don't even worry about like or 70% or this sort of thing. Just don't worry about it. Just look into their eyes the whole time while they're talking. Okay, it's as simple as that. Don't overcomplicate it. That's absolutely fine, no problem.